to introduce our first speaker. She is Ms. Tiffany Chow.
Hi everyone, my name is Tiffany Chow, and today I'll be talking about interruptive radiative therapy, also known as Iort. Carla was 35 when she was diagnosed with breast cancer. To treat the lump on her breast, she received a lumpectomy, the removal of the tissue surrounding the area. Afterwards, she received chemotherapy. She describes chemotherapy as one of those heartbreaking treatments because you're no longer able to hide the fact that you have cancer. Carla's story is one of 330 stories on a blog called Faces of Cancer, published by the New York Times, last accessed January 29, 2016. As cancer rates continue to rise, it is necessary to look at different forms of cancer treatment to see where the science lies. According to Popular Science magazine of December 10, 2015, there's a new technology out there called Interruptive Radiative Therapy, or Iort for short. This delivers one concentrated high dose of radiation to a cancer patient instead of receiving multiple doses of cancer treatment. According to breastcancer.org, last accessed January 6, 2016, 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer in their lifetime. Think about 8 women in your life. Your friends, your family, the over 8 women at the speech competition right now. It's necessary to keep up to date with the cancer treatment and to always stay informed. So first, I'll be speaking about traditional forms of breast cancer treatment. Second, I'll be speaking about how Iort works. And third, I'll be speaking about the implications that Iort raises. So before we go into the science between Iort, we must examine the traditional forms of breast cancer treatment. According to the National Breast Cancer Foundation, on an article published on January 29, 2016, traditional forms of breast cancer treatment include radiation therapy, hormone therapy, drug therapy, and surgery. Before the 1980s, the primary form of treatment was a mastectomy, the complete removal of a breast. As radiation came into play to become a new form of cancer treatment, women could now opt for lumpectomies, the removal of only some of the breast tissue. Afterwards, they have to receive a secondary form of treatment, and one of the very popular ones is radiation treatment. According to the Susan G. Komen Foundation, on an article published July 29, 2016, they say that radiation treatment requires lots of time. It's treatment once a day for 5 days a week for 3 to 7 weeks. That's up to 35 treatments of radiation. 35 times a woman is experiencing pain, and multiply that by the 230,000 women diagnosed with breast cancer every year. That's too much pain for people to suffer. So now that we can see the new necessity for new forms of cancer treatment. So let's see how Iort can work. Iort attempts to reduce the number of radiation treatments a person has to go through. This science was developed in the UK by a scientist named Iort and his lead researchers, according to his website, last accessed January 29, 2016. So what kind of advancements have been made since then? Iort can be delivered using electron rays or X-ray rays. A high dose of radiation is given during surgery before the wound is closed. So you go into surgery and you insert a device, you can concentrate the radiation and you can move all the other tissues out of the way. So the damage on non-cancerous tissue is very limited. According to the American Cancer Society, on an article published on June 30th, 2015, this system is really able to limit the amount of damage that other cells receive from radiation treatment. The New York Times, in an article published November 18, 2015, specializes on a different type of Iort system called the ZOF system. The ZOF system uses a flexible balloon-shaped device that's inserted into the cavity of the tissue. During surgery, it delivers a high dose of radiation, and then after the surgery, the device is removed and the wound is closed up. So instead of a woman having to go back for multiple radiation treatments, it's that one radiation treatment during surgery. So this is a really good therapy for a lot of cancers that can reoccur. Let's say skin cancer, colon cancer, and in this case, breast cancer. So now that we see how Iort works, what are the pros and cons between Iort? So this doesn't replace any traditional form of treatment. So if you need surgery, it's a treatment that you still have to get. However, it can change the post-operative treatment and change the course of your second type of treatment. So after surgery, a lot of people will have to undergo the second form of treatment because even one left behind cancer cell can undergo rapid proliferation and can cause another cancerous tumor. Radiation does not differentiate between types of cancer cells. So it's not going to kill off just cancerous cells or just non-cancerous cells. It's going to kill off all cells in a general area. So because of the damage of all these cells, it can lead to a lot of side effects, such as pain, trouble sleeping, or fatigue. According to the American Cancer Society, these side effects can greatly reduce the quality of life for a cancer patient. Iort has the potential to shorten cancer treatment by weeks, if not months. According to an article published by the Huffington Post on August 28, 2015, it follows a woman that had to undergo breast cancer treatment breast cancer treatment. She received surgery and then underwent the second form of post-operative treatment. She received Iort and was able to get 1 day of surgery, 1 day of radiation treatment, and quickly return to her everyday life. However, this form of treatment is not heavily researched yet. It's only been around for about 20 or 30 years, and other forms of cancer treatment have been highly developed and more regularly used, which is why some doctors are hesitant about using it, according to an article published by the Breast Cancer Advisor on July 27, 2015. So first I talked about the different forms of cancer treatment, then I talked about how Iort can be used and the science behind it, and third I talked about the implications that it raises. So for Carla and the other 330 breast cancer survivors out there, it gives them a new hope. Thank you.